Hey everybody, welcome to the Groove House. I am Lei Min Funk Kai, the Groove Meister of this place, where every week we introduce new cutting-edge scholarship on Southeast Asia that you can groove to, cause it is groovy. This is my co-host, the Enchantress. What you looking at today, girl?
I'm reading this article by Jonathan Saha.
Jonathan Saha, the British dude.
Yes, from the University of Leeds. Among the beasts of Burma, animals and the politics of colonial sensibilities.
Beast. I got my beast. What's he writing about here?
Basically, he shows that in British writings, the interactions that Burmese had with animals are depicted negatively. But the British depicted their own interactions with animals positively.
Oh yeah, you know the interactions with animals are going to be good. What's the point of the article?
Right? So Jonathan Saha looks at how these felt encounters with animals were mediated in colonial discourse.
Ooh, I can feel an encounter with an animal right now. Yeah, what else you got there?
He argues that uncovering these hitherto overlooked affective colonial relationships with animals is necessary to contextualize histories that have primarily focused on the emergence of scientific and bureaucratic imperial representations of nature.
This is scholarship we can groove to. Let me get some music going here, girl. Hold on. Read me something.
Let's welcome to the introduction, Touching Animals.
Ooh!
Jacques Derrida thought hard about what it means to look at animals, to really look at them, to be aware of their returned gaze, to consider their thoughts, and to confront the essentially unknowable nature of their internal worlds.
He got so hard looking at animals.
For example, on page 913, Jonathan Saha writes, the diversity of British representations of touching animals, as well as smelling and hearing them in colonial Burma, were structured by several factors. The most salient
I wanna hear your animal.
The most salient being who was touching the animal and what animal was being touched.
I got an animal. I want you to touch it.
And there was a politics behind who could and who could not touch this or that animal.
We're not talking no politics. Just wanna touch your animal, yeah.
As well as how these encounters were portrayed, a politics of what we might call colonial sensibilities.
The only thing that's sensible is touching animals.
He continues to write, imperial writers often drew attention to the physical and emotional closeness that the Burmese were said to have with animals.
Burmese were close to animals. You know the British, they were too. I bet Saha said something about this, oh.
This representation of politics is unsurprisingly denying the humanity of oppressed groups by linking them to animals was a rhetorical strategy deployed by dominant authorities in many historical contexts.
If you want domination, we can do it with animals.
Yeah. So the racial differentiation implicit in imperial descriptions of the physical and emotional intimacy of the colonized with animals was an element of colonial discourse that sat alongside ample evidence of British intimacy with animals in Burma.
Yeah, those British boys, you know they like their animals. Got a long history, starting with the sheep in the Isles, moving to the monkeys in the jungle.
More to come. So by the 20th century, dogs were the predominant companion species of British colonizers in
I think
Burma.
they call that doggy style.
Outside of the domestic setting, British imperial agents developed emotional ties through their close felt encounters with pack animals.
Pack animals. Packing it in, packing it on, packing along.
George, young husband, a British soldier who recounted his trip to Siam overland from Burma in 1,800 miles on a Burmese Tet in 1888, wrote sentimentally about his Burmese pony Zoe.
Joe, the pony's name was Joe, and he loved that pony. He loved to ride that pony.
The politics of colonial sensibilities about touching animals reveals a complex place that animals had in the imperial imagination.
Nothing complex about liking animals, no, no. What's up? Your hair fell off?
Yes.
Oh, eh? Whee!
Yeah, I start with the young husband, whatever.
I think you heard it.
George, young husband, right? George, young husband, a British soldier who returned his trip to Siam overland from Burma in 1,800 miles on a Burmese Tet in 1888, wrote sentimentally about his Burmese pony Zoe.
Joey! The poem's name was Joni! Whoops, I messed it again. I messed it up there.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do it again. George, young husband, a British soldier who recounted his trip to Siam overland from Burma in 1,800 miles on a Burmese Tet in 1888, wrote sentimentally about his Burmese pony Joey.
Joey! Oh, I love you, Joey! I wanna ride you, pony! Oh, my Joey, Joey.
So the politics of colonial sensibilities about touching animals reveals a complex place that animals had in the imperial imagination.
Nothing complex about animals, 'cause we all love animals. Oh, we love Joey.
Animals were not
Joey.
simply objects in the colonial gaze. They were not merely another other to the imperial self, located beneath humans in a hierarchical chain of being.
If you wanna be below my human, oh, I can chain you down.
When it came to felt encounters, imperial patrols were not so rigid.
Oh, and I'm feeling I'm rigid. Oh, rigid about animals.
Rather, animals are better analyzed as having materially and figuratively entangled in the production of colonial discourses of difference.
Wanna entangle animals? Hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
Oh, a lot more.
That is a grooving piece of scholarship, man. That is
Yeah.
good stuff. The interactions between human beings and animals, how we can like read that through discourse and get a deeper sense of the whole colonial project and how people dealt with the other. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? Jonathan Saha actually has been writing a lot about animals.
Got a lot about animals.
Yeah, all fascinating stuff.
We're gonna have to groove again on these animals, but that's all we got time for today.
Yes.
So on behalf of the Enchantress, I am Laymin Funkai. Groove on, people.
Move on.
Groove on.